Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Paulina Skova, and you're watching our mock convention special. Washington and Lee's 26th mock convention wrapped up over the weekend after 3.5 years of preparation done solely by students. The convention decided on businessman Donald Trump as their Republican nominee for president. Trump called into the convention to thank the students and answer some questions. Lindsay Castleberry has the story.
The 26th Washington and Lee Mock Convention turned heads this past weekend, with reporters from the New York Times and USA Today on campus to report the prediction. Donald Trump earned the student GOP presidential nomination, while Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin received the honorary vice presidential nomination. Trump received over 53% of the delegation's votes, with Cruz at 26%. W&L students worked tirelessly for 3 years to create the weekend spectacle.
Bob Goodlatte, and I've got a question for you.
Students, faculty, and visitors gathered to hear numerous guest speakers. Ann Coulter, former Vice President Dick Cheney, and Newt Gingrich were among the big names. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin gave the keynote address on Saturday afternoon. Saturday ended with roll call, when a member from each delegation stood to nominate their GOP candidate. After the final tally, MockCon chairs announced the final nominee. Overall, this weekend was a success for W&L students and Trump alike. He even posted a tweet to thank MockCon for his official nomination. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Lindsay Castleberry.
The convention attracted many well-known speakers. Former Vice President Dick Cheney, former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich, and Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin, a W&L graduate. Here are some clips from the most notable speeches this past weekend.
Good evening, W&L. Are you ready to elect a conservative Republican president of the United States?
I've been in politics long enough to know this. If you want to see where a presidential election is headed, the place to be is at the Washington and Lee Mock Convention.
I know that this year in particular is a real challenge to your track record in terms of picking the nominee, but I know you'll get it right.
And I note that the only two failures that you've had since 1948 both involve Democrats. And I think that is a legitimate error on your part.
Step up like you've never stepped up. If you've ever cared, care now. If you've ever been invested, be invested now. If you've ever paid attention, pay attention now. The world needs you like it has never needed courage and conviction before. Do not be a sheep. You are a room full of shepherds. Get out there and lead people.
And in November, carry this party's ticket all the way to victory. Thank you.
Mock Convention is a completely student-run political exercise. Jordan Cohen talked to students about their involvement in the convention.
As Washington and Lee students geared up for the university's 26th mock convention, floats were at the center of the action.
Well, I think the best part was getting the delegation together and just kind of bonding with them. Up to this point, we haven't really had a lot of chance to do a lot with them and incorporate them into sort of the process of getting ready for MockCon, so I think that's probably been the best part of it.
Despite freezing temperatures, students bundled up to join their delegations for the 2016 Mock Convention Parade starting at 9:30 a.m. Students represented over 50 delegations as they rode through Lexington's Main Street. In the final hours of mock convention, students joined their delegations for the final tally of delegates. Arizona was one of the first states to cast their delegates, nominating the eventual winner, Donald Trump.
58 delegates to the next president of the United States, Donald Trump.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Jordan Cohen.
When we come back, our reporters talk to the speakers about their MockCon experiences. And later, I'll tell you about the controversial MockCon speaker that outraged some students. Stay tuned.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
He's on his way. He doesn't even know that we're here. Is he okay? Please tell me he's okay.
Laura.
Okay, try to call him again.
There's no signal.
Try.
Nothing's working.
Well, just
Everything's down.
This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
Welcome back. Earlier today, I sat down with Matt Kinderman, one of Mock Convention's co-political directors, to discuss how he thought the weekend went.
What ended up getting us down to that Donald Trump pick overall was the uncertainty of other candidates. Trump has been remarkably consistent. And when you look at just really we were thinking about, like, if you look at a Rubio candidacy, there were so many ifs. So if he can do well in the South Carolina debates, if he performs well, if the other establishment candidates drop, and not only if they drop, but there's a difference between other candidates dropping out and the whole establishment actually coalescing behind Rubio. Like that, it was a real question of certainty versus uncertainty, and we just went where the data led us.
How do you feel now that the weekend's over?
It's incredibly relieved. I guess there's another form of stress in the next few months that we'll actually be seeing if this prediction comes to fruition, but it's a great relief, and I mean, I'm just so proud of the whole team and the whole community coming together. It was just a really special event.
How confident are you in the prediction?
I'm pretty confident. I mean, I think I 100% believe that given the data, it was easily the best choice of if you have to pick one nominee. I'm putting my money on Donald Trump.
During Mock Convention on Saturday afternoon, the audience received the sad and shocking news of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia's death. The convention paused for a moment of silence to honor the justice who died at age 79 in Texas. Now that WNL's Mock Convention has wrapped up, all eyes are back to the presidential campaign. CNN's Mary Maloney tells us about the recent jabs between candidates on the election trail.
Donald Trump insisting he and the Bush family have
no bad blood.
But at last weekend's GOP debate, Trump's assault on the former president drew loud boos.
My brother was building a security apparatus to keep us safe.
The World Trade Center came down
during your brother's reign. Remember that.
Hold on.
Let me finish this.
Marco Rubio, who has clashed with his former mentor, Jeb, came to George W. Bush's defense.
The World Trade Center came down because Bill Clinton didn't kill Osama bin Laden when he had the chance to kill him.
And George Bush.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is trying to brand Bernie Sanders.
I am not a single-issue candidate.
She's hoping to slow his surge before voting begins in Nevada.
The idea that I am a single-issue candidate, we're the only nation, major nation on earth, doesn't guarantee health care to all people. So we've got to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. It's not one issue.
When we come back, I'll tell you about the controversial MockCon speaker that got boos from the audience this weekend and how Lexington is preparing for Virginia's primary election.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama.
Get your GED.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
If you store your guns properly,
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Coming up on Thursday, conservative commentator Ann Coulter received mixed reviews after her mock convention speech Friday night. She focused on problems that race and illegal immigration pose for the Republican Party. Jordan Cohen has responses to the polarizing commentary from MockCon staff and attendees. And on Thursday, we'll tell you how Rockbridge County Republicans and Democrats are working to make sure their party wins the 2016 election. Nelson Helm spoke with the president of the Rockbridge County Republican Committee, Roger Jarrell, and has a story on how the county parties are preparing for the Virginia primary on Tuesday, March 1st. And that's all for this special mock convention edition of our Tuesday News Update. Tune in at Thursday at 4:30 p.m. for this week's broadcast of the Rockbridge Report, and follow us online anytime at rockbridgereport.wlu.edu. Thanks for tuning in.